Hi guys, it's Geonosis Territory Battle, and today I want to talk about the special mission in Phase 1. Now, I know a lot of people have had trouble with this mission, and partly it's to do with the characters that are required. So, let's just jump in, and I'll show you how I do it. So, you've got to use these 4 characters. They're required, and then the other choice is you can pick any of your remaining Separatists to jump in as the last spot. Now, the Geos are required in another sort of semi-locked combat mission. It's a little bit like this one, where you have to use half of them, but for that mission you pretty much need to use the full Geo team, and you use it under Poggle. So that means you can't really use them in this one, and you're kind of left with Magna Guard, General Grievous, Django, Dooku, or Ventress as your last slot choice. Now, a lot of people have been using Magna Guard, and I've never got on very well with him, so I'm actually using Dooku. So for this territory battle, I recommend you get your Dooku to gear 12 plus 3, because that gets him health steal, which he doesn't have otherwise, and make sure you put the Zeta on him, because that makes him like absolutely amazing. And in this battle, generally what happens is that I get to about wave 3, the B2 dies, and then Dooku and B1 basically just carry the rest of it. So just jump in. So all my droids are geared 12, B1's relic 4, it's got the Zeta on him. In fact, they've all got Zetas, every character here has got his Zeta. So generally what you're doing in here is you just want to try and lock up as many people as you can. With Dooku, just, you know, chucking out stuns and take advantage of his retribution, really. Anybody who gets stunned, use Newt's special here to put the extortion out, because what that means is that due to his leadership, that it'll spread to other people at the end of their turn if they didn't get rid of it. If they're stunned, they don't get to do anything, they kind of just skip the turn, so you guarantee that it gets spread. And what we want to try and do is build up as many stacks on the B1 as we can, sort of throughout this. So generally, what we can do is we can use Dooku to stealth half of them, and it will just leave our B2 exposed. And I've got a crit avoidance arrow on the B2, so he's reasonably durable, especially against these guys. You just need to make sure that you keep your B1 stacks high, so that you can just keep healing him. So at this point, I think I'm going to stealth everybody. So as you see, it stealths the entire team and leaves the B2 exposed. I'm going to call in on this guy because I don't want him to do an AoE. And we're just going to chew our way through everybody else. Got to just watch out for some of these guys, like the sharpshooters and that, because if they put out enough of this armor shred, they'll kill him off pretty quick. And just try and use his special ability to keep putting buff block out, and then the clones can't really get enough damage without them. It just strips all the taunts all the time. When you get into characters like this, obviously you need to keep control over things like Mace as much as you can. And just stop him doing stuff like sticking extortion on him is quite good, because he might spend his turn and clear the extortion instead of attacking you. We've got a counter there, which is another reason why we need to keep stealth, so we can keep gaining the stacks. I think I'm going to use the roll here. Try and get some attacks going. Healing him. I really need to get the special where he's going to spread. All the ability blocks and the buff blocks and the special. So that was quite a good one. Drop those guys. If you kill people with Newt, you get these, or Dooku, you get these Separatist affliction stacks, so you get more damage. So yeah, at this point I think I'm going to clear those buffs. And that's going to let us get to the medic. So you can't bring anybody back if we get rid of him. And as you can see there, having Dooku just retaliate to the AoEs is quite good. This guy didn't get his taunt up because he was buff blocked. Just want to try and have everybody healthy as possible when I'm going into waves. So this wave, sometimes you get a different set of enemies, sometimes you get Shakti, sometimes you can get This is the difficult wave where you usually end up losing your B2, but you just want to try and keep everybody else alive if possible. This guy, the clone ARC Trooper, he is particularly nasty. If he puts out all of these little shield wall entrenched abilities, it's quite a powerful buff that stacks up with the more that they are. And he chucks out an AoE that puts a daze on all your guys. As soon as he puts daze out, well, Dooku can't counter, and you can't gain bonus turn meters. It's a right pain. So you really need to make sure that you keep him locked down as much as possible. So I went for the shock there because I wanted to skip his turn, but they went after Dooku. Didn't kill him, fortunately, so we're going to help ourselves now. I'm going to try and I'm going to heal Dooku and get rid of this ARC Trooper, and then focus on the medic. Right, so we've got an ability lock. Good. As you can see, they're absolutely wrecking this guy. On him. Right, don't need to worry too much about Barris at this point because she doesn't really do a lot of damage. It's going to be these guys. I just want to ignore her and try and kill them off. And then while she's there, she can basically just she'll make a few weakish attacks, but mostly she'll heal herself, which gives you a bit of a chance to get some turns in with your B1 and then heal your guys back up. I'm going to save the stealth for next wave. He's actually done quite good. Usually I lose him. And as I say, none of my team are relicked. If you do relic anyone, Dooku's the big one for this territory battle. It makes a lot of the missions very easy with him relicked. So we've got to watch out for Cody here, because he's going to call in his pile driver and his assist, and that can really strip off all those stacks we built up on our B1. We've also got to watch out for Pons, because he's pretty annoying. But everybody else is pretty standard. These guys are just going to keep putting armor shred out, but hopefully we'll be okay. Try and give Cody enough options for the AI that he might not do a good thing. That's the thing with Pons. You keep doing his like AoEs and stuff. So I really want to try and stun Cody. I also really want to stealth. So this is kind of like a tough point. I'm going to go with a stun. He's going. Let's heal Newt, although it's not much. It's kind of squishy. And then, because we've got extortion, we can call everybody on Cody. I'm going to say sometimes you'll get different enemies, but generally it's pretty much this sort of format. Don't expect your B2 to survive, because he won't. You just need to try and make him as durable as you can and rely on his Zeta to generate his turns. And really most of this is just protecting your B1, because he does all the work. As you can see, every time he attacks, he's like stripping tons of damage off these guys. Tons of health. Yeah, I'm going to lose him in a minute. No, might get lucky. Getting pretty close actually with the turns. At this point we're just mopping up. Yeah, I've got quite lucky with my E2. It usually never sticks around this long. So usually I would be here, and I'd probably have the Nuke would get kicked in the face, and then you'd just be like basically having Dooku and the B1 or a Droidica limping along. It is quite a tough mission this, but if you push your guys up to sort of like Gear 12, you know, Gear 12 plus 3. It's definitely doable with a bit of work. there you go, that's what can happen. He just gets one shot. So there we go. Give it a go. Try it with Dooku, see what you think. I think it's definitely an easier way of playing it than using Magna Guard. You can also do it if you've got Relic General Grievous. I haven't, so I haven't tried it that way, but there's some guys in my guild that have said that he pretty much just sort of stomps all over everything, but if I can get some footage I will. But there we go. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time.